So we're still on day one of FIREX at Excel, and the ASFP is not backward in coming forward in engaging ourselves with fellow trade associations. And at the pinnacle of fellow trade associations is my friend stood next to me, and I have to admit I have a vested interest because Ian and I go back a long way, is Ian Moore, the CEO of the FIA. Hello Ian.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good. We haven't seen each other for a few years.
No, on camera every now and again, but face to face you kind of forget a little bit.
Yeah, and you're taller than I remember.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit greyer probably as well. As we all know.
So the important message for FIREX is, of course, it's 3 years since we were here, is a lot's changed in 3 years. The Building Safety Bill is now the Building Safety Act.
Yes.
The fallout of Grenfell is still happening. We're all having to modernise and engage and develop ourselves to effectively show competency, show that our products are what they should be.
Yep.
What do you think, from the FIA's point of view, what do you think the key message for your association is going to be this year?
Yeah, I think you've just hit the nail on the head with the word competency. I think we all like to think we're competent in what we're doing, and it's one of those words that people like being good. It's irrelevant unless you put a level on it. So one of the things we've been working quite hard on is actually defining competency and what it means. You talked about products, absolutely. That's the longest standing of all of those in competent. We've introduced, and I know you do as well, about qualifications. So the individuals are now starting to define what competent looks like, what looks good. And then we move into companies, which is third-party certification, which we all agree to as well. And that's just a way of actually defining how good a company should be, as loose as it can be, but that's the only one available to us at the moment. So when you're looking at products, individuals and companies, we're now starting to define what competency means. So we're starting to eradicate any of those sort of cowboys in the market one by doing that. All of our members are all third-party certified, and it shows there's plenty around because we have over 1,000 members companies now, and they're all third-party certified.
And in terms of anybody watching this, what do you think the key message to them would be in terms of gearing themselves up? So if they're not a member of the FIA, if they're not a member of the ASFP, if they're not in active or if they're involved in active or passive fire, what would be your one message to them to say, look, if you want to carry on competing in this market, this is what you need to do?
Yeah, it's about being qualified. Qualified as a company and qualified as an individual. And it's a lot of the stuff we're doing with post-Hackett report. You said it yourself, it's continuing from the Grenfell Tower. Now, in the Hackett report, 72 times the word competency was used. Quite clearly, the underlying message is the fact that people are not deemed to be competent, and we need to start making sure. I had a meeting with the minister on Thursday just gone. I'm not just name dropping, I really did have a face-to-face with him, and that's exactly what we're talking about. We know the government won't mandate it, but all we can do is try and create that pull-through. So if you look at things like statutory defence, if you're a building owner, a responsible person, you can almost turn around and say, what else could I have done? The companies are all third-party certified, all the individuals were qualified to level 3 as an example, and all the products compliant to CPD, etc., etc. So we're sort of making up those lists of what looks good, so you can turn around and say, this is what you need to do to give yourself the best chance.
Yeah, and I think this golden thread is not just about doing, it's about evidencing. So it's about evidencing your product is compliant or third-party certified. It's about evidencing competency, and I think that's the one point that a lot of people are missing, is it's not good enough anymore just to say we are, you have to prove it.
Absolutely. Certifications, and we're even looking at things like electronic logbooks at the moment. We're working quite hard to do that, and it's exactly the same you're saying about the golden thread. It's not good enough just to have a piece of paper shoved down the back of a fire alarm panel. It needs to be audited, it needs to be checked that people are doing the right things when they should do them. It's a well-known thing with logbooks. It's surprising there's an incident, the ink's still wet from the last 3 entries going after the last 3 years. People have never done anything about it. When it's electronic, it's audited, and people will do what they're meant to do. That's just one example.
Good. Well, that's the answer, really. If you're looking at staying or getting into and staying in the active or passive fire markets in construction, the golden thread is not going to go away. So you've got to get your products tested and certified third party, and you've also got to evidence competency in terms of installation and maintenance, and continue to evidence that trail. Ian Moore, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to see you. A fellow trade association doing all the right things. And by the way, if you're thinking about joining the FIA, join. Because why wouldn't you want to join a trade association who has a bar as a trade stand? I'd join tomorrow.
And a free beer comes with that.
Sold.